Yes, we're live.
There we go. Wow. We're
Hi.
always really bad at when to start. There's no kind of countdown. It's just
No.
live and ready to go. But
Yeah.
yeah. Hey, how's it going, Joyce?
Hi. Good. How's you going?
I'm just doing good, is
Doing
how
good?
I'm doing.
You
Welcome
know,
back.
yeah, you're back from Japan
Yeah,
trip.
yeah, just came back from
Japan
Japan. I
days.
know all of our viewers from not last week, but the week prior, they're like, what? There's going to be no Who's Ready to
Mm-hmm.
Chat with Joyce and Mark last week. So I apologize, but that's how life goes for me. I fly all over the world, baby.
Yes. Hope it was fun for you.
It was great. It was great, but not as fun as talking to you about
Oh,
The Walking
good.
Dead.
Good. I'm glad.
So
Okay. So, do you want to talk about the last episode first?
Yeah, we'll do a quick
Um,
recap.
yeah.
Actually, nothing really happened that much in the last
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah. It was
It was
just talking,
yeah,
talking
everyone
about life.
talking, yeah, talking about life, death,
Yeah.
Sasha going crazy. I mean, this, of course, is the episode immediately after Tyrese,
Yeah.
gets poorly killed in that
Oh,
episode, which I don't want to go back to that. That was a very painful memory for me, Joyce. But
yes.
Sasha, of course, is reflecting, and Maggie was reflecting on the loss of Beth. So it was just a lot of
hmm
chatting and moving on and this and
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. The only thing that was fun that happened last episode was probably the ending.
Yeah,
With what do you call it? The music
the barn.
box?
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
music box,
The
the
music
Halloween music.
box, it was broken, and when Aaron
Hey,
walked
Aaron, my man.
Aaron, when he walked by, showed up, and then the music box starts running. It's
Yeah,
like kind of like metaphor, I think. Like, oh, something is happening, something good is happening,
better.
something is getting fixed, maybe because he showed up.
It could be a
So,
new hope, a new promise. Actually, getting also into metaphors of the last episode.
yeah.
Um, of course, how terribly put together Tyrese's Tyrese's death was, and lame and artistic, and it really wasn't as meaningful. But in the last episode, there was a beautiful illustration on how our group is doing whatever they can to fight against, this horrible environment that they're in. They're fighting against the dead. Rick
hmm
had a beautiful speech simply on what truly is The Walking Dead.
hmm
The whole recap of his grandfather, about him killing Germans, and how every day the main reason how he survived, of course, is just telling
Yeah.
himself that he's dead. He's dead already. Just go out there and continue fighting that war. They are the
Oh
Walking
yeah.
Dead. It was
He
really
he was
poetic and great.
he was talking about we are the Walking Dead.
We are the Walking Dead.
And then Daryl was like, we ain't them.
It's true.
Uh, Yeah,
Yeah,
he's like, we
yeah.
ain't them. We ain't
We,
them.
yeah, I loved
He
it.
was burning he was smoking and he was burning his hand.
Yeah,
Yeah. I was like, oh. Mm. I felt like emo. That's
very,
what emo
very
kids
emo.
do.
Daryl likes pain. Pain.
Yeah.
Pain makes him
He's like,
feel
oh, I can't
alive.
feel my pain anymore. Yeah,
It's
he
what
was
he does.
crying. Yeah.
It's what he
But
does to let him
it
know.
felt like he's definitely a good guy compared to, well, like I can't really say compared to Rick. It just, no matter what happens, he never really gave up on hope.
No,
But
kind of
Rick
a
kind of, he's always on the edge of giving up and not, but coming back, back and forth kind of.
I don't know about him giving up so much.
Well, it's just like he's really trying hard to protect the group, and he's willing to kill now to protect the
Right,
group. Yeah.
right, of course,
Yeah.
and that kind of. Oh, right. One more point I want to just mention. I don't know if I emphasized before, but that beautiful little shot of them pushing against the barn door just to kind
Yeah.
of keep the dead out. I don't think I necessarily you know really, really want to emphasize how beautifully artistic that was, and the director from that Tyrese episode can learn a thing or two. Okay, I'm done. I'm done with that.
But that part, I don't know. What do you think happened?
with the
Is
whole
that barn?
barn.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
were
with them
pushing.
staying inside the barn and the storm kind of wiping out as many walkers as godly possible.
Yeah. How, like, so it's just because the storm wiped out those walkers?
Yeah, yeah.
Is that just that easy?
Yeah, I think the storm did a pretty good job. I mean, you had trees that were knocked over, and
Yeah.
they themselves, like when you have like a heavy downpour like that, and
Mm,
you're just kind of a dead walker, apparently might absorb some water, or you're taking a lot of hits, and maybe
right.
they're flying all over the place. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt there. It was
Like, how do you think the walkers even know that they were there? Since it's raining and they shouldn't be able to smell them as well.
oh because they because Daryl and Rick's group are everyone wants a piece of that. So
Because they're
and
smelly.
because they're a really smelly group. Hey, yeah, that's true. You know what? They haven't bathed in a while, so
Oh
there's
yeah.
no water, so they're smelling extra stinky good.
Yeah, they're extra stinky.
Extra
The
stinky. Yeah, that's
the walkers want extra stinky.
that's how they roll, apparently.
Yeah.
I gotta take a bath after this podcast. So, in any event, so I guess that was that episode, and of course, we finally get to
hmm
meet Aaron. What?
Aaron.
That guy. From the
Yeah.
get-go, I just didn't trust this guy. I mean,
No.
he unlike everyone else, he's got a clean shirt. He took a
Yeah.
shower. Something's not right. How,
Yeah, and he's happy. He
and he's
looks
too happy.
happy.
He's
Yeah.
making way too many jokes. When Maggie and Michonne brought him inside the barn, he was being
Mhm.
kind of, a little too lighthearted. And
Mhm.
in this environment, when you live there for that long, you're not
Mhm.
really making too many jokes. Like, Maggie said that we're auditioning, and it makes it sound like it's happening, but we only do that on Friday, huh? Please don't punch me in the face, Recco. Please, God, no.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I thought he was a little bit weird and because remember the governor? He was a nice guy. He had a nice
Yes.
community and look how that turned out.
Yeah.
And this guy looked way too good to be true.
Right.
Yeah.
Uh,
So,
It's
maybe. Maybe.
yeah. I mean, Rick has every right not to trust anybody, especially somebody that
Mhm.
just kind of comes in. Do you
Oh,
think?
I love the part that he was walking towards him really fast and he just punched him in the face. I loved it. I don't know why. It's just like he was still talking. I wonder what he was thinking when he saw Rick coming towards him. I thought
Mhm.
he was probably like trying to talk to him, like, "Oh, you're coming towards me. I guess you're being friendly or whatever." And then he punched him in the face, and I
Yeah.
fainted.
Well, we've seen it actually, it's really funny. We've seen every single episode of this season, Rick kind of showing that he doesn't take BS. We all remember that
Mhm.
episode with the police officer
Yes.
that was running away, and Rick just like, come on, man, you just
Yeah.
could have stopped. Don't make me kill you. I'm
Yeah.
Rick. I don't take BS from anyone. And again, with this guy, with Aaron, giving him just not really a hard time, but he's kind of beating around the bush, not
Right.
being direct as Rick wants. And Rick,
Yeah.
he has no time for anything. He needs to know the answers immediate because it's his family that is consistently on
Right.
him. So it's I kind of do you think as this episode kind of progresses, we kind of see Rick constantly how could I say he's just
Um.
not trusting. There's so many
Yeah.
windows where both Glenn, Michonne,
Yeah. So many other people they're all trusting.
yeah,
When
they
when he
start kind of
punched him. Yeah. When he punched him, everybody started telling him, okay, we might trust this guy. Like even Michonne was saying the same thing.
mhm,
She saw him and she thought, I think I can trust him. Normally she has the best instinct. Like when she saw the governor, she said, oh, we can't trust this guy. But then when
right,
she saw him, she's like, yeah, we can trust him. But like
yes,
they're like pretty much same kind of people. They're just happy, like perfect people. So,
mhm,
but she trusts him.
right,
Yeah, he might be trustworthy, maybe.
right. And and do you think that's? I want to mention. Do you think that's starting to rub off Glenn? Because after they, of course, spoke with Aaron, they
Hmm.
went to go check out his story. Aaron had said that they had the camp a little further out, but with the storm they couldn't get through, and so Rick got all the enforcements to round the barn, and Glenn, Michonne, Maggie, and who else? It was Abraham, and
Yeah.
of course my girl Rosetia. Oh yes, she was out there as well. Yeah, Glenn
Oh,
had that whole.
and
Oh,
the new kid,
oh, no, Noah.
no
Sorry.
one, no one.
Yes, yeah. Was he in that group? I don't
Yeah,
recall.
yeah, he's in the
Okay,
group.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
and
Yeah.
Eugene. Yeah, they're all in
No,
the
I
group.
don't. I don't think Eugene was there walking with Glenn. Just
Oh,
in
you mean
this
left with them?
when
What do
they
you
went
mean?
to explore the
Oh, no, 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 no,
cannibal.
no, no. I
No.
thought you were talking about how many people in the group.
Oh
Oh,
no,
no,
no.
no, no.
No, just when they went to go inspect the RV.
Right.
Yeah, it was just that small group, and
Yeah.
Glenn, of course, had that whole "if you see anybody, kill them on spot," this and that. Something. I think. Do you think that's really kind of in his character, or do you think he's gone kind of the
Mm,
rank path of just look out
mm.
for ourselves immediately? I don't know.
I think he was just I thought he was trying to say, are we gonna do that? Like he's trying to ask the group that if they're gonna do that. You know what I
No, no.
mean? Mm.
He said if you see anybody, shoot them on sight. If you see anybody coming towards us, shoot them on sight because he was being very
Um,
precautious. And it was
mm,
Michonne that just kind of said, well, what if they don't have any weapons or anything like
right,
that?
right.
And then Glenn's like, well, they wouldn't be coming towards us if they were anything friendly.
Oh,
And then
okay.
Michonne explained what about Gabriel the priest and everybody else. Michonne was really being the voice of reason in this entire
Yeah,
episode. Like
yeah.
she was somebody always kind of giving Aaron the benefit of the
Yeah.
doubt. So
Like,
yeah,
yeah, because the whole way she was kind of trying to convince them, like, oh, what kind of group we have. You know, we're the kind of group that we save people. And we saved a crazy lady with a sword,
exactly.
which is herself.
Right.
So,
So
like, I think she really trusts the group and she wants the group to go back to the path that they were. They
right.
used to save people.
Yeah.
But it is hard though, you know, after everything that happened, like they had so much hope on like uh the terminus. They had so much hope to that place and that place is just crazy. So I
Right.
think after that it's just hard to trust people. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
I
yeah,
mean,
Rick is doing reasonable stuff, I
yeah.
think.
I'm shocked that even as you mentioned, I'm shocked that even Michonne would want to kind of follow Aaron as well, simply because exactly what's happened with Terminus. Who knows?
Mhm.
Maybe like that whole ambush that Rick had said, or sorry, Aaron had said if you wanted to kill them, then they easily could have raided the place a long time ago. But Rick is probably just frightened of more cannibals out there. I mean,
Right. Yeah.
he already encountered cannibals. That's something not to take off of anyone's memory. I mean, as you said
Yeah.
before, the experience of Terminus let you know that the only people kind of remaining are the very desperate.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So again, Rick, I'm really surprised that Michonne is so willing to trust this group, and
Yeah, yeah. It was she's so trusty this
mhm.
time than any
Well,
time before.
do you think it's gonna bite her in the or it's gonna bite her in the back there, or
No, I feel like she has a really good instinct. She's a
I don't know.
ninja.
Yeah, she's a samurai. She knows. I
Yeah,
don't
Samurai
know. I don't
knows.
know. I think in every group, or the group always has that one individual that's just a little bit too naive. The last one, of
Mm.
course, was Tyrese, and now that he's out of the picture, perhaps that's transpired over to
Uh,
Michonne. So maybe she's that sort of like, come on, guys, you got to be more trusting. And then, oh
really?
no, I don't
But
know.
that's not her character, though.
No,
Unless if the writer really want to change her character.
it's true.
Because I don't see her being like so naive. Like she always have a clear mind. I always feel like,
She always has her defenses up.
yeah,
That's what's shown.
yeah. She's
So
always like trying to see people, like see through people, and like,
right.
trying to analyze what people are. And yeah, and I
Yeah.
feel like if she trusts someone, I kind of trust her.
Yeah.
What do you
Uh,
think? And
I
everybody
I
else, think about it, everybody else kind of trusts her too. Kind of trusts that guy too.
Yeah, exactly. Of course,
Yeah.
Maggie and Glenn, like, just kind of going further into the episode after they meet up with the other member there, their defenses are really kind of broken down, and
Yeah.
and as an audience member, you want this group to really finally have a piece of salvation because
Right.
they've been at
Right.
it for so long.
Which
Uh,
is probably just gonna be another thing. Or the show's just gonna end.
oh, when is it gonna end, Joyce? I don't know.
I don't want it to
Well.
end. Please let something bad happen to them.
Well, you know what? Something did bad happen to them, and that would be, of course, the whole travel or the whole commute to. Actually,
Yeah.
we don't know the name of this camp, do we? Is it Alexandria? I forget now.
Alexandria. He said Alexandria.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so of course they, Rick being the smart guy, he decided, all right, let's find this place. We'll
Carol,
take.
Carol, Carol was saying, okay, even though you're wrong, you're right.
You're right. Absolutely. Yeah, Rick has he has all rights of making sure that his group is safe.
Yeah.
But in any event, what did you think of the whole Walker incident when they were
Oh
driving
man.
back that
When
whole
she Yeah, when she was in the
car?
like I didn't really understand what happened. Like when they were in the car, she was looking at the pictures. She was like, "Why didn't you take any pictures with people in it?" And he was just like, I feel like he was probably lying about something. Like I feel like
Yeah,
he's hiding something at least over there. And then she was like, "Oh, wait a minute. Did you guys ask him the questions?" And
right.
like it just everything just happened like right away.
Hmm.
And I feel like that's when I feel like, wait a minute, like there's no people in that community, so what is happening,
Exactly.
you know?
That brings up a very, very interesting point, and
It
which
just
is
feels
why.
like
Yeah.
it just feels like these two, it was like Aaron and Eric. I feel like those are the only two people that's in that community.
That's a very good
That's
point.
Yeah, that's my guess. So that's why they need more people, not
Well,
to
hang on.
protect these people because they want to protect themselves. I don't know.
Before you go off and do it, I got to do my usual intro of the choice
Oh my
prediction for
god.
Walking Dead. So with that, it's so funny you mentioned that because I was actually going to bring that up with
Really?
uh, Aaron not having photographs of groups.
Yeah.
It does lead kind of the little window of maybe there isn't anybody there.
Yeah, they're probably
And
trying to.
is that what the choice prediction is, or what you
So,
always have the best insight, so I'm
so
all ears.
they might just be these two people,
Okay,
and they're trying to find really good people to hang out with, but they do have like a really good place with a lot of food, so they want to have good people to protect them.
true.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but like I do feel like they should have a community though. Like with the clean clothes and all these food. Like, did you see a little bit of the next episode at the end?
Yes, I saw a
Yeah,
little bit.
yeah,
It did look like a pretty empty community.
yeah.
Again, this is just basing it off of uh, in the next coming episode of The Walking Dead.
Or do you think that these two people ate everybody? And they're just
I
trying
you
to
know
find new
I
more meat to eat?
Maybe. I don't know
No, I
about
don't
that.
think so. I'm
I,
just
I don't think so.
yeah,
Can I,
yeah.
can I also, just on a complete kind of side note, I
Hmm.
really like the relationship with Aaron and Aaron. Or sorry, Eric and
Eric?
Aaron. Yeah, sorry, I don't know why I said Aaron. Eric
Yeah,
and Aaron. I think they're a really sweet couple. You can tell with the
yeah.
whole,
And when he
Aaron's.
walked in, he was so worried. I was like,
Yeah,
oh, okay, I get it now.
You know,
And then I was like, okay,
you
now
know
I
what?
see.
I was kind of clueless into that until they actually
Oh,
kind of kiss, and I'm like, oh, they're together. I get it. But the really sweet part of it was just like the whole license plate because Aaron had his little hobby of collecting all the states from around the
right.
world, and and then Eric's just
Oh,
like, hey man, by the way, found this for you. He's like, oh man, that's
oh,
great. It was sweet. It was a touching moment. You're like, wow, these two really love each other. That was
yeah,
nice.
yeah. Oh, oh, did I
Oh,
press something?
did you
Oh,
pause?
okay.
No, no, we're still
Oh,
going live.
because I was trying to do question and ask. I'm just trying to leave it there just in case the people asking.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Has there been
So
any questions? Because we usually get a couple questions every once in a while.
no, no
Nothing,
questions
nothing
yet.
kind of coming up. All right.
No.
Well then, a
Yeah.
little heartbreak
Oh
this week.
yeah, I know. Fierce. But yeah, I really like them because I think after Rick, I think that's the reason why Rick trusts them after that because he saw them, he saw how close they are, he saw that they were really good people, they were laughing and they're like for real, you know? And I like how just like when Rick just walked in and he's like, hey, and then the guy was like, hey, I'm Eric, and then Rick was like, I'm Rick. And then he just like slowly like
And then
back
kind of
out.
like, happen.
He's like a little ghost. No, he's like
Yeah,
a
he's just like, what's going on in here? Oh,
yeah.
well, I'll leave you to be.
Yeah, and then he left, and then Eric just and he didn't. I was afraid that he's gonna do anything to like to Eric, that he's gonna hurt him. I don't know, cause he's crazy. I thought
Yeah,
he's
Rick is pretty crazy.
yeah.
It's really funny. I'm gonna throw this out there, okay?
Mhm.
I do you think that normally Rick probably would have just kind of grabbed him because he's the type of person that would interrogate people. He's like, all right, where's this city and this and that,
Yeah,
or where's the
yeah.
town? But perhaps, I'm just throwing this out there. He's
Mhm.
slightly homophobic in that sense, and he's just like, um, I'll just leave you to do your thing. I'll be
Let's
over there. I'll see,
maybe.
see you guys later.
He has too much to think.
Yeah, he's got too much. Yeah, it just threw him off. Maybe I don't know. At any rate,
Yeah,
whatever.
anyways.
Whatever.
But like he didn't do anything to him. I don't know, I was like, okay, I'm glad he didn't.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So now that our group finally made it to
Yeah.
uh,
Oh, the part that Abraham, he was just like, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. We're not gonna make
we're not
it.
gonna make it. That was a great scene, actually. That was a
That
good
was
moment
really funny.
that we all kind of needed.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
just the
fun,
one to
yeah.
laugh.
And you know what? It was kind of building up to that feeling. I really like if this series kind of ended on that note with them just kind of driving behind that gate. I
Yeah.
think that might be a nice way to end the series. It's one of those things. I've said it before. How are
Hmm.
you going to end this show? Like
Yeah,
it can
I
run
would
for
like if
10,
they end.
15 years.
Yeah,
If they ended with them getting some level of salvation, I think we'd all be happy because
yeah,
we love this group. We want to see little Judith grow up in some sort of safe haven
yeah,
to a
yeah.
degree.
I wanted to
So
see like 10 years later what happened
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of thing. Carl grow up though, because 10 years later, unless if they're gonna find another actor for him.
Like, oh, Carl, you're getting, he's getting stubble on his beard.
Yeah,
Here
just
it
like
starts
draw
getting
some
as thick as,
stubble.
yeah, it's getting as thick as Rex. Where it's like, Carl, I think you need to shave that. What are you talking about, Dad? I'm still 14. No, you're not, Carl.
And
Uh,
yeah, that would be really cool, I hope. But no, like if the show end up like this, if the show end up like happy ending like this, I'm
mhm.
gonna be pretty happy. Like I won't like if the show just keep dragging and dragging and not going anywhere and just like same thing happening. Yeah, I won't like that. Just like other shows. So
Right.
yeah,
Well,
I think I'd like.
as some things sadly have to come to an end. But fortunately for us and a bunch of other audience members out there, Walking Dead is probably going to go on for quite some time, for a couple of years. I'd say a good 3, 4, if not 5 more years to wrap that
Yeah.
up.
Someone
So,
said hi, by the
yeah.
way.
Oh, tell
Hi.
them Hi.
Ravi, are you seeing it?
I will have to horribly go over to my computer and do a
Oh,
quick
no,
move.
no, he just said hi, that's all.
Okay.
So don't worry about
Well, what
it.
reply? Yeah.
Unless if you're saying other things,
No,
Ravi. Yeah.
no. No, yeah. Does he have any questions?
I
Anything
don't
you want to
I don't think
ask?
so. He just said hi.
Okay, well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anywho, I think that's.
Another thing.
Mhm.
So at the end, Glenn was like saying like, oh, they might need a new battery, and he found the place to for the battery, and um, but it was really sweet because like when Abraham was like, oh, how did you know where it is, and he just didn't answer anything, but because Gail taught him. Do you
Yes.
still remember who Gail is?
Of course. How could I ever forget Gail?
I know. It makes me
Wait,
so
Dale. You said Gail.
Gail.
Gail?
Wait, Dale.
Dale. Yeah.
Dale. Dang
Yeah.
it, I got his name
Yeah.
wrong. Yeah, but
Sigh.
he is like when I saw that I was like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, by the
Oh,
way.
and
Oh no, I was about to say that with Dale and of course the beloved Herschel being gone, do you think we'll ever encounter another only one old man
I would love
to
that.
to accompany the group now? Do you think we'll find one in this new? What I mean,
Maybe.
I think the big question is, what do we expect to get out of this experience going to Alexandria? Are we hoping? Are we hoping for
Um,
an old man? Are we hoping for another Tyrese? More cannibals or another governor?
I feel like I have a feeling that I would like old men because Tyrese is like it's like we already got Daryl,
Right.
right? He already
Yes.
got the right hand man.
Right.
I feel like we need old man or
Right.
old woman, doesn't matter, just
Well,
old.
I think Tyrese is pretty much the role of just kind of the naive. There he is
No, he
now.
was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's supposed to be Daryl's role. I heard he's
Mhm.
supposed to be like the
Yep.
right hand man in the comic book.
Yep.
And then
It's
because Daryl is here and Daryl won't give up his place
nope.
and die, and
We
that's why
love Daryl way too much.
yeah.
I mean, the man eats worms. How hardcore is that?
Exactly. I was like, you do everything. Like even in this episode, he was like, he was walking and like he was doing the bird sound or something. Like he was whistling. It's like he does all these cool things. You
Yeah.
know, that strange things that other people don't do.
Well, he's Daryl. Does what he can to survive. But I don't know. I think what I'm kind of hoping in Alexandria is maybe a merge of characters. It'll be an old man,
Yeah.
but he'll be evil like the governor. And
Oh,
and what else did I say? Was it just those three that I just gave out in hopes of retrieving, or?
um, another thing. I was thinking, because when they were outside, they heard
Yeah,
kids'
kids
voice.
playing. Yeah.
But for the next episode, we saw there's nobody in there. So do you think they were just playing a radio for kids?
I don't know. Again, we can't really base this off upcoming scenes of The Walking Dead. We can't
Yeah.
necessarily judge it off that because they aren't showing us things. There may be community. We don't know. We won't know until next week. But that would be interesting if it was the whole, audio of playing children. And it
Yeah.
is very curious how only two people went to go acquire them. I mean, unless
Yeah.
there are other groups scouting people, we'll find out next week what's going on. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
Sorry, go ahead.
and how Rick was hiding one of the gun.
Right.
Remember he was hiding it.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a foreshadowing for like something bad might happen?
Rick is always preparing, so I
Yeah.
wouldn't put it past this show to think, yeah, something more than likely detrimental will happen in the future, but we don't
Yeah.
know yet.
Yeah, I feel like he has to like from about like the pattern with this show is like anything that people do has a reason behind it, or like they're gonna make a use out of it.
Right.
He's definitely gonna use that gun in the future, but
Yeah.
I don't know what he's gonna use it for.
Ah, we'll see. Probably to get
Yeah.
out. I mean, one thing that the clips for next week's episode slightly kind of foreshadows is everybody is they've been out there for so long. Do you think they could actually uh, become a regular contributing member? You know, somebody that could actually put the guns down and actually relax. Like they
Yeah.
look like, you know, you saw Daryl on the porch and he just looks so out of place. You know, he's a man who's rugged and, you know, he's seen a lot, he's killed a lot of people. He's seen a lot
Right.
of crazy things. But can he put that aside and for once kind of let his guard down? Can him and Michonne and Maggie, that's right, he's got a crazy three-way, can
Yeah.
he finally have a family and relax, or are they just too rough for this world?
Uh, no idea. So that's what we're gonna find out.
That's what we'll find out next week.
So there's this guy that's Revi. He's still talking,
Okay.
but he was asking, so how are you? What now? But I'm not sure what he's trying to ask. But he
Well,
asked us to reply
yeah.
for hi.
Just say hi. Did you have any questions? You could just
Yeah, do
ask
you
him there.
have any questions?
Yeah.
Hi.
great,
I
to,
don't
great
know.
to have him on board.
Yeah.
But yeah, but yeah. Do you think going back to that again, especially one of the quick scenes that we saw, Carl he heard something at the door, like a knock at the door, so he had his sword ready to go. I mean, it's all these things that kind of lead us that maybe this is the salvation for our group, but maybe they actually do better outside of the walls. They're a group that can't be confined to walls.
It just feels like every time when they were inside somewhere and something bad happens, and I was just thinking, like, they can just take care of themselves outside. Why
Yeah,
can't they just do that? You
yeah,
know? But I mean, like it is like they haven't been eating, they haven't been having like any resources. It would be nice, especially if they have a baby. It
all
would be
right.
nice to be there
Mm-hmm.
if it works. And there's like clean clothing and everything, and a good house, clean house. It's
Yeah,
just too good to be true.
all right. Yeah,
So yeah,
I have a feeling that they just can't accommodate to that. As I stated before, perhaps they're so grizzled and they're so independent that being spoiled like that. I mean, especially in comparison to individuals in the military that have traveled, you know, abroad. They've seen a lot of stuff. They've lived a very hard life, and then when we come back to the fat, saturated world of North America, it's
yeah,
almost disgusting. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I myself, I'm a normal everyday consumer, and I don't think I have what it takes to survive in any other part of the world aside from Japan and here. But but you know, but with that, suddenly being exposed to that and then coming back to that, you just don't
Yeah,
want to do it. You
yeah,
you you can't sleep at night because you're so paranoid. It's just
yeah.
all these things that I have a feeling these guys are just probably not going to fit in.
Yeah, they probably just want to leave, or I don't know, maybe like Rick go crazy and he kills everybody. Yeah, like, I feel like it will take him a really hard time to fit in. I feel like
Right.
other people might be a little bit easier,
Hmm.
because he's the one that's always in charge and always dealing with all the bad, the worst.
Right.
So I feel like he has more stress and more pressure.
He's got a
And
lot of weight on his shoulder, and you know he
yeah,
has two. It's not only him being a father, but of course him having a group to look after. He has a much
yeah,
bigger family, so you know
yeah.
it's hard. It's hard. I mean, we know from the very beginning of this episode that he doesn't tolerate anything, and he'll
No.
do whatever it takes to Oh
Yeah.
well. Anywho, any questions from our good gentleman there, or maybe
No, you haven't said anything more.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well,
Um, I think, that applesauce.
Oh, right. Yes.
Yeah.
The good old applesauce.
Do you like why do you think Aaron brings the applesauce around if he doesn't like applesauce?
I think he actually did want to give it to the baby as a bit of a gift,
Really?
but yeah, partially. Actually, the one that's another fishy thing. Like the two things that really doesn't make me trust Aaron
Yeah.
is the applesauce and the photograph no group. Now, with the
Yeah.
applesauce, that whole incident, when Rick, obviously, I mean, I was going to do the same, like
Yeah.
get him to taste it first, make sure it's not
Yeah.
poison or
And he was
anything
really
like
like,
that.
okay, I
He
don't
was
want to eat
really
that
reluctant.
anymore.
Yeah, he was really like fighting it back. Like that
Yeah.
whole kind of bullshit scenario. Sorry, pardon my
Yeah.
French. That whole BS that he gives
Yeah.
of, oh, my
Cause
mom, I
like
don't like the taste of
if
applesauce.
I mean if my life is in life, if someone make me like if I'm in his position and if someone wants me to eat the bug, I would eat it.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, just
You're
save my
you're tied
life.
up. You're tied
Yeah.
up. You are trying to convince these people that you're a good person, and
Yeah.
you're being hesitant about applesauce. Like,
Yeah.
come on now. That raises a big flag to me. The fact that
Unless
he
if he
was so
says,
hard
"Oh,
on
I'm
that.
allergic to apples," then
If he said something like that, that would be a little bit more understanding. But the
yeah.
whole, oh, I don't like the taste of apples. My mother used to give it to me, and she was a very deranged mother. I'm like,
I
what?
was like, this guy,
Yeah,
you're
yeah. I'm
talking
like
too much.
something. Yeah, I was raising a brow the whole time. I'm like, something's not right about this guy.
Yeah.
So, oh,
Yeah.
hey, Ron, what are we gonna do with you?
So yeah, that's why he's kind of weird. And he
Yes.
didn't answer those questions properly, I feel like.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
Michelle did the whole kind of grinding of, yeah, did we ask him the questions? How many people has he killed, et cetera, et
Yeah.
cetera.
He
Something
said he
there.
killed two. They
Mm,
haven't even asked why he killed them yet. And he
right,
no he they did, but he was just like, well, because they're gonna kill me.
right.
Yes. But yeah, we kind
Ah,
of know what just exactly happened.
exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, I guess that kind of wraps it up for today's episode. It's always a pleasure chatting or writing
Yeah.
chat about The Walking Dead, a Beck Boo.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, but if any of the beautiful people want to get in contact with you, Joyce, how can they do that?
They can find me my YouTube page, Who's Ready. I'm gonna put it right here. And then I have a Twitter account. You can like say tweet me. I don't use it as much, but I will know if
I will
you
know.
talk to me. How can people find you?
Oh, find me. Well, you can come to my YouTube channel, The Real MG. I have a whole series of, well, just about a dozen animated parodies and reviews on various different movies. So check them out. Joyce should put in the link down below. And if you want, you can follow my tweets. Tweet, just right here at The Real MG channel. I have a bunch of jokes and updates on my YouTube channel as well. So yeah, so that's how they can do it.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's it.
All
Like,
right. Well, thank you, beautiful people,
thank
for tuning
you.
in. And thank
Thank
you, Joyce. I had an awesome time, as usual.
Yeah, me too.
All right. We'll have to shoot next week. Take care.
Take care. Bye.